The last video saw myself and Blanche languishing in the grounds of the beautiful Chateau Bertineri, deep in the heart of French winemaking country. And in this video, we finally make the Spanish border.
Now I'm in Spain.
And we meet our first Spanish followers. We end up back in France again.
Back in France again.
Blanche confuses a Frenchman. I eat a chocolate biscuit.
They're pretty good.
And Blanche confuses another Frenchman. Still watching? Excellent, and welcome to the channel. And if we haven't already met, I'm Billy. And this is Blanche, my fabulous 1989 Citroen C15 Romahome camper van. So we're still on our epic voyage south, down through France, towards Spain and Portugal.
So we're just south of Bordeaux. We left the chateau this morning. That was a really nice park up. It's going to take some beating to compete with that as a first park up. But I'm optimistic. We're heading down towards Bayonne and the Spanish border. Anyway, pushing on.
And push on we did, making really good progress, crossing another major river, the Dordogne, as we skirted round the edges of the city of Bordeaux, and once again through some very pleasant silver birch-lined country roads.
I fancied a naughty snack, so I went to Aldi and I've got the French equivalent of a chocolate digestive. They're a bit small, but they're pretty good. It's granola.
Even with chocolate biscuits, and despite the extremely jolly, if not over-the-top cheesy background music, things had not been plain sailing, or should I say driving. Perhaps this bloke can shed some light on things. So let me explain what that's all about then. But first, hello and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for all the lovely feedback to the last two videos. It's been great fun making them. So thank you all, and if you're new, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post a new video up, and it really helps to grow the channel. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Yeah, so we're having a few problems. I hit the south of France and it was blowing an absolute hoolie and the rain was teeming down. I'd had money taken out of my account by Leclerc, who still haven't refunded it. I still don't know what that's all about. And I started doubting what I was doing and thinking that I had no business bringing a 34-year-old camper all this way without having any problems. I'm still having problems with the gear changes.
And oh, come on, Blanche.
I'm kind of getting away with it really. Blanche is great when she's cruising and she's doing really, really well. I thought I need to take Blanche into a garage and see if I can get this fixed. I'm not going to get away with another 3,000 odd miles with the gear changes the way they are. Also, I had the start of what I think is a whining wheel bearing.
I think I've definitely got a wheel bearing on the way out, or it's starting to go because I can hear it whining.
Now, it doesn't seem to be getting any worse, but I'm not sure if it was just because I only noticed it and started getting a little bit paranoid. Squeaky fan belt as well. So I went and sourced 2 new belts and a wheel bearing. I've got parts now, so if there's a problem, I can, at least find a mechanic to maybe do the wheel bearing. And to be honest, I can probably do the belts myself. So we have reached the border, the French-Spanish border. I didn't want to make this video depressing and it to be all disaster. I just wanted to keep it a little bit real. I did doubt myself for a little while and yeah, it did hit me for a couple of days. So we're carrying on. So this is what happened when we got to the border and we went up into the mountains. I had my birthday. I found a lighthouse. All is good with the world. Enjoy, and thank you so much again for watching. It's absolutely wild here, but I kind of like it. The Spanish border literally goes across this stretch of water. and there's a lighthouse on the other side which I'm hoping to either go and visit or stay at. Welcome to the south of France. But my outwardly cheerful disposition was hiding the fact that I was genuinely worried about Blanche. So I took a walk along the extremely blustery seafront at Hendaye to try and clear my head. In slow motion, of course. I had to remind myself how lucky I am to be on this trip. But I had decisions to make and important things to think about. Would Blanche make it all the way? Should I find a garage and try and get a fix before we moved on? And what did happen to that packet of chocolate biscuits? Surely this wasn't the end of the road for our European odyssey on this wet and windy seafront in the south of France. Of course not. We're made of sterner stuff than that. Cue jolly uplifting French music.
Okay, so I found a garage locally, and I'm going to take Blanche up there. Yeah, shut. I think this French long lunch thing is not a myth. It opens at 3. A guy who looked like a very cross Jean Reno. Fermé. Second garage couldn't get me until the 5th of December. Yeah. Third garage, way too busy. I think for today, I've given up. Is it going to do 3,500 miles? I don't know. I might have to consult the Oracle. David Evans, you're getting a phone call.
This is Dave, my good buddy and brilliant mechanic back in the UK. Oh, and he's also my unofficial twin brother. I really can't think why. After Dave realised he'd forgotten to block my number, we had a good chat. He gave me all the worst case scenarios and I felt much better. And you'd think with all the C15s still in France, they'd be able to find the parts straight off the shelf. So one confused Frenchman led to another confused Frenchman. We even had to go an hour back in the wrong direction. And after toing and froing for a whole day, we eventually got what we needed. It was the 21st of November, and the next day was my birthday, and I really didn't want to be worrying about all this stuff then. So I did what always calms my soul. I made for the nearest lighthouse, which was just across the border in Spain.
Now I'm in Spain.
Farol de Higuera, just over the border, up in the hills, overlooking Hondarribia. And after navigating a rather bumpy track, it opened out into a small clearing where some buildings once stood, and the remaining foundations made the perfect parking spot. So this was my view for the night. It was just me, Blanche, and the lighthouse. And I couldn't have been happier. My fascination and love with lighthouses started many years ago. Here I am with my older brother and sister, aged 5, at Dungeness. I was quite cute, really. And here I am 54 years later. Perhaps not so cute, but the lighthouse hasn't changed. So, 22nd of November 2023. And I can think of a lot worse views to wake up to on your birthday. I had to work for most of the day, so I took myself back down to Hondarribia. But by late afternoon, I knocked off, went for a really nice walk round the fishing port and along the harbour arm. So my birthday evening was shaping up nicely. I did a couple of videos of me opening prezzies and cards from home, then back up into the hills and had a short walk round the beautiful rugged coastline before it got dark. And here I am on the rugged Spanish coastline. And there's France over there. So thank you all so much for all the lovely birthday love you sent me. I'm a long way from home and it's lovely to hear from everybody today. Thank you so much. Then I went back up to the lighthouse. There was a restaurant and bar next door, and I spent the evening drinking my favourite beer, Estrella Galicia, eating some lovely tapas, and messaging and video calling family and friends at home. Cheers everyone! I even got a couple of shots of tequila from the friendly bar owner at the end of the night. Well, I might have let slip that it was mi cumpleaños. So the next day, the sun was shining and we were back on the road again.
Thursday, 23rd of November. I'm heading to a little park up just to get some work done, and I think there's some facilities there as well. So I had a really lovely night, birthday evening at Ristorante Faro da Higa. Really nice night, quite a memorable birthday. Second one I've had in Spain. It's a bit of useless information.
So we left the coast and headed up into the hills, where I'd heard there was a really nice park up with some amazing views. I stopped halfway as there was a really nice viewpoint and used my pointy finger to yet again demonstrate where the French-Spanish border was. When we arrived at the park up, it had become cloudy, so I got settled in, knuckled down to some work, and wondered what the view would be like when I could eventually see it. After a quite chilly but peaceful night, we were treated to a stunning sunrise over the French mountains in the distance. These are the remains of Parador di Jaizkibel, a megalithic site which, after the Spanish Civil War, was bizarrely turned into a hotel. Then in 1999 was bulldozed again, leaving just these arches and the terraces. And for obvious reasons attracts a lot of visitors and camper vans. Myself and Blanche included. Now everywhere she goes she turns heads, and here was no exception. And we met who were to be our first Spanish followers. This is Albert from Galicia.
Hey, Willie.
Okay, this is Albert. He's given me some really good tips for Galicia. Galicia. I'm going to hopefully get down there and see some of the lovely coast down there and get some of the food as well.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Then the very excited Olga and friends.
Hola!
Hola, so I've met some more lovely people up here. Do you know what name is?
Olga de Sevilla.
Yeah.
Hola.
I'm from Sevilla. And
Xavier
Shadi?
de Oyarzun.
Hello. Yeah, we'll give them a shout out and give them a shout out on Instagram and on YouTube as well. It's great to meet you.
It's great to meet you.
Allez, le Billy and Blanche.
Ole, ole, ole.
So after spending way too much time hovering around the border towns, it was finally time to head west and to the lovely coastal city of San Sebastian.
It's supposed to be a beautiful city. I was going to go there tomorrow and stay up in the mountains, but I've just looked at the weather forecast and it's going to be chucking it down with rain tomorrow. The weather here has been so unpredictable, much like home really. I'm hoping as we move south it's going to get slightly warmer, and it looks like there's a little bit more sunshine anyway. So we'll see you in San Sebastian.
We found a safe underground car park very close to the centre, and once again out came Jack, my trusty velocipede. San Sebastian has a really nice beachfront and is well known to surfers. It's also really bike friendly with some great cycle paths to help you explore the city. its narrow streets, open squares, impressive architecture and cathedral, this city really is worth a visit. Now, San Sebastian is famous for its pinto bars, which was one of the reasons I wanted to visit. There are so many to choose from, but I picked this one, Tan, and I wasn't disappointed. This was my fantastic waiter. I can't remember his name. He's of Gurkha origin and said his grandfather knew Joanna Lumley. Plausible, I guess, and who am I to doubt him? Oh, and for any footy fans watching, San Sebastian is also the home of Real Sociedad.
So I'm in a pinto bar, and you can see behind me the pintos. It's like amazing tapas. And I've got some coming. It just looks incredible. There's a great atmosphere. My kind of place. So my food's just turned up and it looks absolutely incredible.
And it tasted incredible too. So after sampling a few more dishes and a couple of beers, it was time to head off again.
Thank you, have a nice day. We'll see you more.
It was a Sunday evening and the city was buzzing with families, a fairground and a Ferris wheel. There was also some really good street musicians. And that, dear viewer, is where we leave you for now. But in the next video, we'll be heading west again down the Camino de Santiago, the northern coast road which takes you to Santiago de Compostela. It really has been a couple of weeks of ups and downs, but Blanche is hanging on in there, as am I. But I can't complain. It's been quite a journey so far. Thank you for coming along for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to hear when I've posted another video. And this really helps grow the channel. And there's plenty more to come in the continuing adventures of Billy and Blanche. I'm off to buy more chocolate biscuits. Bye for now. See ya.
I must use a different piece of music. I'm sorry.